Hi, I'm Dr. FeelRight, giving you common sense solutions to everyday problems. Today I will share with you yet another recipe from the Dr. FeelRight Fat Loss Recipe Catalog. It is my amazingly simple pie crust with a bonus pumpkin pie recipe. This keto pie crust is versatile as it can be used for both savory pies such as quiches and for dessert pies. So let's begin baking. For the pie crust you will need 1 cup almond flour, 2 eggs or 1/2 cup egg substitute, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon erythritol, and you might want more if you're baking a sweet pie, 1 teaspoon baking powder, 2 tablespoons olive oil. Combine the ingredients together in a bowl and mix with the fork until the mixture can be kneaded and shaped. Spray a baking pan with cooking spray. Knead and form the dough into a ball and place it into the center of the pan. Using a measuring cup or something comparable that's round, some sort of round utensil, begin to flatten the dough and spread it until it forms a crust in the pan. You'll have to work the sides and possibly use pieces of the dough to even sides out and fill gaps. If you plan on removing the pie shell or making a standalone pie dish, then dock the crust by using a fork to prick holes in the bottom of the crust before baking the pie crust. Now, bake the crust in an oven for 8 to 10 minutes at 375 degrees. When it's finished, it will look like this. This shell can be used for cream pies or tarts. It can even serve as a pie crust for cheesecakes. Next is the recipe that I promised you for a great keto pumpkin pie. Combine 1 16-ounce can of pumpkin, 3 eggs, 1/2 cup half and half or whipping cream, 3/4 of a cup of erythritol, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon or pumpkin pie spice, 1/4 teaspoon salt, and 1 teaspoon cornstarch in a bowl. Mix the ingredients until smooth with a mixer and pour into a formed crust. Now here's an important note. This crust may need to be unbaked if you're using it to make the keto pumpkin pie, since the pie will take a lot of time to bake. That's your choice, but I recommend that you not pre-bake the crust for the pumpkin pie. For all other pies, such as the quiche or a cheesecake, the pre-baking is encouraged. Now bake the pie in the center rack of an oven that's been heated to 375 degrees for 1 hour and 20 minutes until inserting a knife in the center of the pie comes out relatively clean. Now, while we're waiting for our pie to cool, let me offer a Dr. FeelRight health tip. Avoid the fat overload trap that people recommend on ketogenic diets. Many will provide the disinformation that keto means fat, 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 when in actuality, the goal is to stimulate the body to utilize fat via ketosis. Now, this is a common sense way of reasoning concerning ketosis and the keto diet, because the body will not relinquish its stored fat if you're constantly providing it with supplemental fat. Think of it this way. It's like going to your gas station to fill your tank when it's already full. You're adding gas and you're just simply filling a full tank, and you generally add gas to a tank when it's empty. And you should utilize that same thought process when you're dealing with your body and ketosis. The best thing for you to do is to utilize lean protein, not fat-laden marbled meats. Now here's the key point. Fat is vital for the body for long-term survival. So if it perceives that you're in a starvation mode, which is a lot of times when you're doing ketosis or ketogenic diets for a long time, that's the perception that the body has. So what it will start to do, it will start to hoard its fat, and it will start to catabolize muscle tissue for energy. Now at a point, you could even start storing dietary fat as a defense mechanism against starvation. So to combat this from happening, you should eat fat because fat is good for you, but not excessively. Also, a diet that's high in fat and triglycerides may facilitate the excess lining arteries and veins, causing vascular disease. Now, here's a good visual example to use for that. Make a hamburger, squeeze it, and leave the fat in the pan. After about an hour, come back and look at the fat, and you'll see after it cools and hardens, it becomes white. This is what happens to your arteries with excessive fat and triglycerides. It is deposited into your vascular system. That's a bad situation that happens when people stay on high fat, high triglyceride diets. The action on your body is twofold. It's causing it to hoard and store fat because of that starvation mode and to catabolize muscle tissue for energy. Now, the goal in carbohydrate deficit fat loss is to coax the body into utilizing excess fat without causing a starvation response. Now our pie is finished, and here is an extra bonus, a low-carb topping recipe. Mix 1 cup of whipping cream, 3 tablespoons powdered erythritol, and 1/4 teaspoon xanthan gum with a mixture on high speed until the cream thickens. Now you will see with the mixer that it will start to give you a little bit of resistance and it will thicken up, and that's showing you that the mixture is coming together properly. And you will have a nice whipped topping in order to put on your keto pumpkin pie. And there you have it, a recipe for a keto pie crust, a keto pumpkin pie, and a keto whipped topping that may be the easiest whipped topping pie combination that you've ever made, and it's easy as 1, 2, 3. I'm Dr. FeelRight. Thanks for watching, and as usual, have a great day.